Thank you for downloading this podcast from Shannonside FM. For more, go to shannonside.ie/podcasts or search iTunes using the keyword Shannonside.
Now on Let's Talk, we've very special guests in studio this afternoon. They've joined us from the National Anti-Bullying Coalition, which is an initiative we featured here on the Let's Talk programme a number of years ago with the founder, I suppose you would call yourself, Monica Monaghan, who's joined us this afternoon from the coalition. And Monica, at that time, your big motivation was bringing a practical programme to primary schools, piloted in Roscommon, which you've now done, to introduce an anti-bullying framework. Tell us about how we've got from there now to here today.
Thanks very much for having us on, first of all, Mary Claire. And I have to say thank you to all of the schools, to Roscommon County Council, who are the first council in the country to have supported an initiative like this. It's the first of its kind. And in particular to councillors Paddy Kilduff, Orla Layden and Rachel Doherty, who really championed this and began it and saw it through to its end. But all the county councillors have been fantastic in supporting this and getting the resources for it and staying with it. And we're here now. We actually have a pilot that originated in Roscommon, done with 4 primary schools. We have the results of it. I think the children will probably talk about what they have thought of it themselves, and maybe Tom here will talk a little bit. But the fact is that the first anti-bullying programme for schools has been done in pilot form, and that's down to the support of Roscommon County Council. So it's amazing. It's a huge thing, because there isn't something like this that is sort of rolled out by the Department of Education. The Department of Education revised anti-bullying guidelines in 2013, a lot to do with lobbying we did, and there was also a recommendation by the Council of Europe to Ireland in 2011 to actually get their act into gear in terms of anti-bullying education, because the World Health Organization has recommended that its members get involved and promote anti-violence education through the form of anti-bullying programmes in its member nations, and this is a response to that, and Roscommon has done it, and it's absolutely amazing. So there you are.
Well, now, and we'd find out exactly how amazing it is with some of the students who've been part of the schools who've been involved in this, and we let the students themselves tell us a little bit about them. We might start with you, Michelle. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your school, where you're from, all of that.
Well, my name is Michelle Rogers and I'm from Ballymurray National School. I'm 10 years old and I'm in 4th class.
Very good, excellent. And our next guest?
Hello, my name is Rose Appleby. I'm 12 years old and I'm in 5th class in Ballymurray School.
Okay, excellent. And our final young lady here this afternoon?
My name is Laura Finan and I'm 12 years old. I'm in 6th class and I'm from Lecrockery National School.
Okay, lovely to have you all in studio. Thanks very much for coming over. And Tom Gately, thank you very much for bringing the ladies over to us this afternoon. Now, tell us a little bit about this programme. We might start with you, Laura. Actually, I'll bounce back to you. OK Kids, this is what it's called. So when Monica came into your class and all the rest, what did she tell you this was all about?
She told us that it was about anti-bullying and kind of how to stand up for people and to not just watch people be bullied, and stand up to the victim and not to the victim, to the bully, and to help the victim.
And did you have an idea of what bullying was beforehand? Did you know, were you able to recognise it when you saw it happening before Monica came in?
I had an idea, but Monica made it a lot clearer and more defined on what bullying was and different forms.
Okay, and then Rose, for you, was it that kind of hazy thing? It kind of, oh look, maybe that's just a little bit of name calling, or I don't know whether that person's feeling uncomfortable or not. Was it that kind of sense you had beforehand?
Yes, but Monica came in and she told us the understanding of bullying and if we didn't notice it, then how would we stand up and help the person who's being bullied and help the person who is bullying to stop.
Okay, and then Michelle, I think one of the things that we know about bullying, it just doesn't happen once, does it?
No, well, the form of bullying, it can happen repeatedly, and then it's very important not to be a bystander, and a bystander is someone who watches out, and Monica told us exactly that, not to play the role of the bystander.
Okay, excellent. And so then, Rose, coming back to you, did she have exercises for you, or what did you have to do as part of it?
Yeah, in class we started doing circle time. It's where all of our class goes in a circle, and we each tell something that the class didn't know about us.
Okay.
Like maybe where we come from or something, and then so they just know, and then just help.
Okay, so you kind of did a little bit of sharing, a little bit of trust exercises and all the rest. So you kind of got to know a little bit more about yourself, so you have a better understanding of people who you mightn't know so well in your group of friends. Was that it?
Yes.
Okay, and so that kind of helps to think that everyone is a person, has same experiences. Is that it?
Yeah.
And how did you find that, Laura? Was that a good experience, a good exercise for you?
Yeah, it was nice because you got to know more about the people and kind of interesting things about their lives that you may not have known, and you got to share things about yourself as well, which was nice.
Okay, and in your school in Crockery, what other things happened?
Well, we also did a few more exercises, one being one person said stop to a bully.
Yeah.
And then a group of multiple people said stop, and it was a lot more powerful, so it showed that more people would have a greater impact than just a single person, and you should help out people, and that would help get rid of the bully and stop them from bullying.
Yeah, and I think probably sometimes, Michelle, it's difficult to stand up on your own maybe, and you see it happening, and you kind of want to do something, but you don't know how other people in your group of friends feel. Is that kind of what those exercises helped you with?
Yeah.
Yeah, and for you as well, did you get a lot out of it? Did you think, what was the highlight for you, or what part kind of you can even remember now that was really good?
What I felt when we were doing it was really good is that when you come in and you say stop to the bully, you kind of see how relieved that the victim is.
Yeah. And that must be a very powerful thing, I think, for you to feel that actually, you know what, I feel like the weight has been lifted off me here. And of course all of this is role playing. These are all kind of little just games that happen. But do you think then that it makes it easier if you see something like that happening, that you all kind of say, actually, you know, we can do something about it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those. And was there anything else for you, Rose, that stood out that you liked?
Well, before, if there was a bully, then everyone would stand up for the bully because they would be known as the popular ones. And then now that Monica came in, someone would say like, no, you can't do that, and then we'd all back the person who was being bullied. And then
so a sense it's the tide turns to say, look, we're going to support the person here who's in finding it a little bit hard to do this. And do you think, I mean, even Laura, having heard and having spoken and having gone through some of this, that it's changed your perception or changed what children do when they're alone together in the playground and all the rest?
It has, yeah, but the bully normally has deeper problems, and that's not an excuse to bully someone, but it's kind of, they may have something wrong with them, and to kind of ask them how they feel as well as the victim is good, because they might not be happy with something or something like that.
Yeah, and is it often sometimes that, they feel themselves that they're in a tricky situation or anxiety, and they need to, it might be something that's completely out of their control, you know, and so it's about maybe understanding that there's two sides to the story here. Is that it, Michelle? Yeah. And do you think then it's hard probably to go up to someone who you didn't want to see them do something to someone else, but ask them, are you okay? Do you want to talk about something, is it?
Well, it would be hard because sometimes the bully could turn you down because they maybe don't want to talk about it, but then as they go in, sometimes they start to come around and think of what you said, and then they'll say it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a difficult situation to face, isn't it? I mean, you're all nodding here. It is a difficult thing to see, to watch happening, to intervene, and then to reach out to everyone on all sides and that kind of thing. Do you think that going through all of this, you've learned a lot, because you learn all about maths and Irish and everything in school, but this is a whole different thing. Is it difficult to learn all of that and kind of change the way you think about things, Rose?
Yeah, because everyone, it's good that no one would, if they defending the person who got bullied, then we don't all bully the person who was the bully, so we don't turn on them. And it has been different. Okay,
it sounds amazing. It sounds great. I mean, Monica, you're hearing the testimony to your work there, and I mean, this is a sense of what you wanted to do.
Yes. I suppose it's very important to say, you can hear the children talking about the fact that they now understand that they have a role in all of this. They have a voice. They have an idea of what to do. And it has given them that. So there's a little bit of empowerment. But also what underpins the programme is the concept of care. So it's not actually about focusing on the negatives. It's actually focusing on your well-being, listening to, what the voices are in your head that are saying, I should do something, understanding in your social group that we do understand this, we can all work on it together because we've done this, and it's good for you. And you have a part to play. And you can hear, actually, the kids understand that now. They understand it's part of their social interaction, and they can do something about it. So that's fantastic, because it promotes positive mental health and empathy and compassion and care, all the positives, which is exactly what we want. We don't want a blameful approach. We want to understand that if people engage in bullying behaviour, it's usually because they're in pain and they're suffering. And so we want to help sort of move away from the blame game and sort of restoring positive relationships. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, and I mean, I think in a sense that it's the understanding this is actually just behaviour. This is not the person. This is just them acting out. This is a behaviour they're doing, and everyone then has a role to play in looking at that and then getting underneath it all.
You can hear that there's a care thread to this, that it's not about getting the bully. And that's what we really have to come away from. It's about the health of the social sphere that our children are in, and their management of it. And you can hear that we have that sort of ownership of it, really, now with the girls.
And I have to say hats off to all of you, because actually, even as adults and even in secondary school and college and all the rest, you've learned skills now that people in the adult world don't have or don't feel that they have, because I think everyone has the potential to do exactly what all of you have learned to do, but they often will still sit down, say nothing, and will stand aside. Do you think, Michelle, that it's been a really good thing to do and other schools should do it?
Yes, I do think it, because when most people think of bullying, they think of the bully and that they're hurting other people. But you have to think of the bully as well, and that it's not helping their life as well.
Yeah, it makes them feel bad, really. There's no real thing out of it. They just maybe need help, and it could be a cry for help. What about you, Rose? Is it something you'd definitely like to see rolled out?
I think they should definitely do and expand it into other schools around the counties, and
and hopefully we're going to do that. And then for you, Laura, I mean, is it something, and I don't want to put anyone on the spot here, but that actually has your groups it has happened, and you've done interventions and all the rest since you've had the programme in the school for Monica? Has it worked?
It has. No one was really being bullied as such, but people are more caring for each other, and sometimes you think maybe they just want to be over there alone, but now you're kind of more aware that maybe there's something deep down inside of them that they don't like being here or something, like around the people.
Life is tough for them, maybe.
To ask them, do they want to join in the game, or just stuff like that, like simple stuff that people should do automatically.
Yeah, well, sometimes we are blinkers on and we don't do it very well. Before I come back to you, Monica, I just want to bring in Tom Gately, the principal of Ballymurray National School. Tom, thanks for bringing everyone over this afternoon.
You're very welcome.
From your perspective, how beneficial has this project been?
Well, I first met Monica about 2 years ago. She's a very persuasive person. Schools are a busy place. They mightn't seem like that all the time, but they are, and there's always stuff being thrown at schools on a regular basis. But probably when a parent is sending a child to school, the first thing to think about is that the child will be safe. Bullying is a very sensitive area, especially in country schools where everybody would know everybody, and it's a difficult issue to solve. It's a difficult thing to spot, and as a teacher and a principal, you'd always be afraid that you'd miss certain things because it's very hard to see this. I think the best ambassadors for this programme are the 3 girls. It's important to remember that they were chosen at random today, just to come down out of 40 people that wanted to come down and talk. And you can see from the training Monica has done with them that has really worked. And as you said a minute ago, they've learned life skills that will stand them the test of time. I think this is a no-brainer. I think this will spread all over the country, but it's mainly down to the work of Monica and everything she's done,
Well, look, thanks so much, Tom, for coming in. And also, this has been rolled out as well as Ballymurray and Crockery and Clonnown and Cornafulla National Schools, Monica, too.
We also have pilots now. As a result of this, the support through the council, the schools, brilliant principals like Tom, we now have a pilot beginning in Mayo. We're in the middle of one in Galway. There's potential for funding for one in Leitrim. Great. So, it's getting there, and it's really down to the children and the way they are able to talk about it so positively. That's going to spread, and we're getting places now. It'll be lovely to think that with the results of all of these pilots that the Department of Education would then take it on board as a sort of an across-the-board resource for schools and fund it in that way. So we're hopeful.
Well, I know Michael has sent us in a text here to say that he left school, I think about 46 years ago, due to bullying, and it still affects him. So that's an adult out there, girls, who are listening to this and saying if something like that perhaps was in his school at that stage, he might not have this haunt him because it haunts people for life, and he mightn't have had to leave school. So well done to all of you. Congratulations. I know everyone is going to be honoured at a civic reception in Roscommon County Council. Fair play to everyone for organising that next Tuesday evening, isn't it, Monica?
Yeah, the schools are going to be awarded their plaques and certificates. The girls are going to say a few words there. The Cairloch Paddy Kilduff is going to present them with their plaques. The CEO, Eugene Cummins, is going to preside at it. The Garda Superintendent is coming. The schools, the principals, some of the parents. So we're going to celebrate and hopefully go forward.
Well, thank you so much, Monica. Well done. Thank you so much for coming in. Tom, thank you very much as well. And to the management team in a Crockery National School as well in Clonnown and Cornafulla. Laura, Rose, Michelle, your stars, radio presenters in the making. Thanks so much for coming in and sharing your experiences of OK Kids with us. And have a lovely long weekend, girls. Have a lovely long weekend. Loved that. We're going to take a break.
Let's Talk with Mary Claire Greeley on Shannonside FM.
Thank you for downloading this podcast from Shannonside FM. For more, go to shannonside.ie/podcasts or search iTunes using the keyword Shannonside.